4 minutes past the 9 o'clock hour. Welcome back to the KIX 96.5 morning show. We love featuring indie artists on the show, and today we have some front porch Americana for you. The Last Revel, they just dropped their brand new album Dovetail, along with 3 singles. They're ready to hit the road on the Dovetail tour starting September 15th in Wisconsin. We're excited to have Ryan Acker from the Last Revel on the show. First, Ryan, thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
Man, well, first, congrats on the album. I've been listening to it all week. Great stuff. I mean, just amazing. 3 singles, and I played a couple songs that you haven't released because the whole album's good, Ryan. So good work.
Thank you. Yeah, we're really excited about it. And, it's been a long time coming, so it's nice to share it with the world.
Well, yeah. Well, you guys took a hiatus in like 2020, which was probably good timing after we see how things have gone. But when the band was out, you didn't stop. You put out your own solo stuff, heavy horns. I mean, how was the transition from the band to solo?
Yeah, it's like a different group of muscles, really. It's like, we've been a band for so long, and then to not have it as like a creative outlet was like really challenging at first. And obviously, like, the world was in a different place. We had I personally had a lot of time in my hands, and I didn't want to really do anything else, so just kind of doubled down on writing and recording music. It's great to have complete artist control, but it's also really scary at the same time. And through that process, I definitely missed having my buddies to collaborate with.
Yeah.
And, so, when the band got it back together in 2022, it was, I think everybody, all the members of the band came back together with like a fresh aspect, a fresh outlook on it. And I think that really shows in our new music. Just how much time we spent in the last couple of years writing and recording our own music, and then we take those skills back to the band, and I think it's gone really well.
Yeah, it's gone great. Well, I heard you say that you play banjo in the Last Revel. You're not a banjo player. You're a guitar player, and you started playing banjo just for the band.
Yeah. I kind of picked it up, just for the band when we first got started. I mean, this was, we were in college. We were just playing like open mics and stuff. And, Lee, our guitar player, we already had a guitar player, so it's like we didn't really need another one. And I figured, well, I guess I'll try something else, and somehow landed on the banjo. And I love the instrument, I really do. And it's been really great to learn another skill like that. But I don't really consider myself like this amazing banjo player. It's just more of like a vehicle for the band. It's just a tool that we use to kind of get these songs out. And through that process, I kind of developed my own style, I guess.
Yeah.
And it's always been kind of like walking a tightrope where I'm not like a diehard banjo player. So I'm not trying to like write that music for the band.
Yeah.
Kind of a balance between the two, I guess.
Yeah, well, and it's kind of cool when you guys play live. You and Lee kind of trade off different stuff. You'll play guitar sometimes. I mean, so it's cool to go see these guys live. And Dovetail, just you got to go check it out if you haven't heard it yet. But who was the guy who called to get the band back together?
Yeah, so I guess long story short, Lee left the band. Our guitar player and singer Lee left the band. So it was kind of his call to kind of get it back together. And I've always been ride or die for the band. Like, I've always been committed. So when we did get that call, it was a unanimous yes for sure. But he left for personal reasons and mental health reasons and all this stuff. And so it was never our call to really, push him back into doing it. It had to kind of be on his own when he was ready. So, I mean, we were pretty thrilled though when it got back together, and we were, we were really happy that our fans didn't forget us. our tiny little fan base didn't forget, and they were really pumped that we were back together and stuff. So
yeah,
that helped out.
No, they haven't forgotten at all, Ryan. I mean, a couple of dates are already sold out for the tour that's coming up, so that's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Your first single back, "Welcome to Hell." What?
Yeah.
What's this all about?
Yeah, I think Lee wrote that song. That was definitely a COVID song.
Yeah.
I think it was probably, confined quarters, kind of reflecting upon, maybe like a relationship you were kind of stuck in, and a lifestyle he was kind of stuck in. And, just kind of coming to terms with that. But yeah, we thought it was an interesting take as far as like our first song back. Yeah, really throwing it out there.
Yeah, it's a good one, though. Go check it out. Welcome to Hell. It's the single that they released, their first one back in 2022. Go check them out, thelastrevel.com. They're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. The new album, Dovetail, is out now. Well, I mean, you did a lot during the hiatus, Ryan. You also got married to Lena from Laney Lou and the Bird Dogs. How did you guys meet? Because, I mean, you guys toured a lot together. Was it through touring? Was it through music? How?
Yeah, so it was through music that we met. And we've known each other for a long time. As friends, we met at Red Ants Fans Music Festival in White Sulphur Springs, Montana.
Okay.
Years ago, and we stayed connected through that, and our bands played together quite a bit over the years. And then we played together again at Pine Creek Lodge in 2018, and stars kind of aligned, and that's when I guess we started dating long distance, and did that for a while, and then the band was kind of taking its hiatus, and I was still living in Minnesota, and I figured it was time for a change, so I moved out to Montana to be with her, and we're celebrating our 2-year wedding anniversary next year.
Wow.
I'm sorry, next week.
Next week. So you are in Montana then?
I am, yeah.
Okay. She made you move.
A couple years ago. It wasn't a hard sell, that's for sure.
Well, and Laney Lou and the Bird Dogs, holy cow, in the last couple of years, they have just taken off.
Yeah, they put a lot of work in, that's for sure. They're a great band.
Yeah, great band to see live. Very entertaining. Go check those guys out, too. Laney Lou and the Bird Dogs. We'll have to get them back on the show. But how is it? Because they're on tour. You're getting ready to go on tour. How does that work? It's sometimes it's hard. But we really take the time in the calendar to carve out time for ourselves and each other. Our relationship started long distance. And then, we went through this COVID time. We were together all the time, and now we're kind of back into this touring mode. So it's not necessarily foreign territory for us personally. It's helpful to have a partner that gets why you do what you do. So that I think that goes a long ways. When I know the intrinsic and extrinsic motivations for Lana going out on tour, and she gets it for me. But we do really cherish the time we do have together. So, she's home soon, and we're going to take a couple days and just go camping and fishing. And really cherish the time we have before I take off. And, it's tricky. You got to, really go out of your way to set aside time to make it happen. But, it's great, though. It's helpful to have somebody who appreciates what you do and gets it in return. Yeah, well, it's cool. I saw there's one video on YouTube, you guys playing Iron and Ore together. How much do we play together when we're hanging out at home?
Through COVID, we did it a ton. And, we started like a little COVID project band. We called it the Canoe Dealers. And we released some Townes Van Zandt covers and a Bob Dylan cover over COVID just for, home projects and stuff like that. And we played a lot together during that time, but now that our individual bands are so much busier, we don't play as much together. But when we're home, we're always trading song ideas and playing songs for fun and stuff like that. But as far as playing out goes, we don't really have a ton of time for it at the moment. But yeah, it's a musical household, that's for sure.
Yeah, well, that's interesting you say that about bouncing ideas off each other, because you write, I mean, how many songs did you write on the new album?
3 of them.
Yeah.
I think 2 of them. Lee took one and sang it, and I'm glad he did. It's because he's just got such a great voice, and I think that's a true aspect of collaboration. That's a really powerful aspect of the band, is the collaboration we can do. And a song that I wrote, Lee took it over and changed kind of the mood of the whole thing, and now it's its best version, and it wouldn't be that way if I sang it and played it. So there's this really unique collaborative effort on this album. But yeah, I think 3 of the songs I wrote, and it's kind of right down the middle. I think Vinny wrote 4, Lee wrote 3, I wrote 3. So it's really, we really share that songwriting duty, which I really love, because it makes it. It makes it such a unique album in that way, where it's, depending on who wrote it and who's singing, it's like almost like it's a new band, song to song.
Yeah, and that's cool because you guys do trade off. I'm listening to the album. I'm like, well, who is this singing this song? Which one is this? Is this Vinny? Is this Lee? Yeah. But that's cool. It throws a little twist into it and gives it a little different sound with every song too. But that's cool. Now, Ryan, you got to explain this. What in the hell's going on with your mustache? You've had this for like a year. Did you fall in a bucket of bleach? What happened?
Yeah, I've heard it all, that's for sure. I tease people, I joke that I got struck by lightning, but that was not the case, unfortunately. Yeah, it was a couple years ago, I think in 2021, early 2021, I developed this benign skin condition called vitiligo. And it doesn't affect my health at all, but it's that the pigment on that side of my face, for whatever reason, just kind of disappeared, which causes my hair to turn white. And I kind of figured I'd just embrace it and just, grow out a beard and kind of just use it as a calling card now, because it's pretty recognizable.
Wow.
But yeah, I get a hell of a lot of questions about it, that's for sure. So.
Well, all of it, that's crazy. And I almost thought that. I was like, I wonder, because, you've been rocking it for a couple of years. And I was like, well, it couldn't have been bleach, because that would have faded away by now. He'd have his black mustache back. And it's crazy because it's like right perfectly in the middle of your mustache.
I know. Yeah, we'll see. It kind of ebbs and flows, and it has spread a little bit over the years. So I'm curious to see if if it'll kind of change shape or see what happens next. But I joke that I'm waiting for the other half to catch up.
He's gonna have full half white beard coming up here in the next year or so. And there's probably nothing you can do for it.
No, I saw a dermatologist when it first came on, and
it probably freaked you out.
I was a little nervous at first, but he assured me that it doesn't really affect my health. I got to wear a little bit more sunscreen, but that's not that big of a deal. He said we could take like low doses of steroids to kind of like suppress my immune system, but that would be like indefinitely, and I didn't really want to do that. So I figured, I don't want to compromise my health just for that. So I'll just embrace it and just live with it.
Wow. Yeah, that's well, and you've been rocking it. You've embraced it. So that's cool. Go check him out, Ryan Acker. Go check out the Last Revel. They're at thelastrevel.com. The tour, I mean, you got to get started packing. It starts in a week. You guys are all over the place. You just did a summer tour. I mean, and like I said, some of these dates are already selling out. That's got to make you guys feel great.
Yeah, we're pretty excited. I mean, this is a big undertaking for us. Since we got the band back together, this is the busiest we've been. And that was kind of a big, that was a reason we kind of hung it up a couple of years ago, is we were just working too hard. And, we were doing 150, 200 dates a year, and we were never home, and it just got to be too taxing on us mentally and physically. And that's kind of the reason things fell apart. So this time around, we're trying to be really careful about how much we take on. And this fall will kind of be a good test of stability and strength. But we're pretty excited about it, and we kind of carved out chunks of time we're busy, and then we're off the road for a little bit, and we're back on for the rest of the year. But yeah, we're excited. People are really pumped and buying tickets, and it's nice. We're going back to some places we haven't been in a while. So that's an always exciting time, you know. Kind of see how your fan base is doing in places you haven't been. It's always exciting, and there's been a couple cool festivals we're playing in there too and stuff. So yeah, I'm pumped, man. I'm ready to get back on the road and get after it. That's for sure.
Yeah. Well, when are we going to see you guys in Wyoming?
Yeah, you know, that's a good question. Unfortunately, not
this round. No,
not this round, unfortunately. But you know, we're starting the music industry is starting to work on 2024, and you know, we work with a booking agency. It sounds like there's some rumblings of some opportunities in summer 2024 in the Rocky Mountain area that we're pretty excited about. So I got my fingers crossed. We'll be there soon, I bet, in the next year.
Yeah, because, man, I looked back. I interviewed you guys like in 2016, and then I was trying to think when you were. I think you were solo at Blacktooth when they had that little deal, and Laney Lou and the Bird Dogs were there. But I think you were playing just solo that round.
Yeah,
but that was probably still 3 or 4 years ago.
Yeah, probably.
So, yeah, we miss you, Ryan. Come on. You need to get back to Sheridan.
Yeah, I miss Wyoming, man. It's a beautiful place. I got to get back there.
But Dovetail, Here For You, I love the opening song. Love We Need. I mean, it just keeps getting better and better. You guys have released 3 singles. I mean, Stick and Poke's the new one. I mean, is that the way of the world now? We release 3 singles before the album even comes out?
Yeah, you know, that seems to be a good formula for us, and yeah, it seems to be working. You know, kind of give people a little taste, and you know, it's just crazy how much the music world has changed now with streaming services and stuff. Where it's like you kind of have to do the single thing to kind of get your streaming fans interested in the full album, and kind of build up momentum towards the full record. But, yeah, you know, I still am a firm believer in the record. You know, some musicians and some genres of music don't do full records at all anymore. And they'll only do singles. But, you know, I'm glad that, like, our folk Americana world, the fans still appreciate a full record, and they still appreciate it, and they'll go buy an LP, they'll go buy a vinyl. And I still love the full record idea because, it's nice to have one concise piece of art where all the songs fit together under one umbrella, and yeah, you know, I'm happy with how it turned out, and gosh, we finished recording it in like the end of 2022, so we've been sitting on it a little while.
Oh wow.
Yeah, waiting for the timing to be right and everything. So yeah, I think we're all excited to kind of have it out in the world and play some of these songs live for the first time. A lot of them, you know, we played the singles live, but a lot of the other ones we haven't played live. So we're excited to kind of, you know, showcase them in the live setting. And I mean, everybody's excited to get back in the studio and do another one.
Yeah. How hard is it with each of you writing 3 songs, 4 songs to make the track listing? Because I mean, Here For You is the perfect opener, but then where do we go from? I mean, how do we set it up after that? Yeah, it is kind of a delicate balancing act with 3 of us writing songs. We did, and you know, and that's a skill that took some time to kind of learn over the years, is how to work together and how to deliver something concise when there's 3 people throwing ideas out there. Yeah.
But you know, I think, and it's also nice that everybody's, now that we've been doing it so long, and this is our 5th studio record, we know, you know, I know when I write a song at home, I have a pretty good idea of like if it's a Last Revel song or not. I mean, once you get kind of tuned in on it, you can kind of like write to the project. You can write to the band.
Yeah.
And you know, I know the guys are saying the same thing, where you know when you're writing for the band. And you know, it's kind of nice is, gosh, if there's 3 of us bringing material to the table, it's like you only have to write 3 or 4 good songs, and you know, each of us, and then we got a full album. So
that's true.
You know, it's yeah, we're just all kind of collectively throwing it in the pot. But yeah, man, it's whirlwind. It's a roller coaster over the years, but we're excited about having this one out in the world for sure.
Yeah, go and check it out. Go listen to it. The Last Revel. Go check them out, lastrevel.com. And if you're listening to this anywhere around the country, they're going to be in the Midwest coming up. They're actually got a couple Montana dates, too. Go and check it out. Go to their tour page and go and get your tickets. Well, let's hear the latest single. It's called Stick and Poke. Ryan, thanks so much for coming on.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thanks for having me.
Here it is. It's the Last Revel. It's KIX 96.5.
All right.